Hi, blessings everyone. My name is Lacey Dawn Jackson and you are here at 12 Radio. Of course you are. So I am the Groovy Green Goddess and you may be watching me live Facebook or listening to me audioly. I don't know if that's a word, but I like it. And, if you want to watch me, you can certainly go into the 12 Radio chat room over at the Facebook group, 12 Radio. That's where you can pose your questions, and I will be doing readings out of there today. And you know what? I am going to really work at doing more readings. You know, I say that and then I start talking and I guess I just have, so much to do. But before we begin to do everything that I have on the agenda here, as I was going live, my joke of the day came up. So let's just take a little a chill here, and I'm going to tell you a joke because it's really important that we keep our vibration on high. And what better way to keep our vibration on high than to tell jokes? So anyway, I lost it now. Where is the joke? Maybe I'm not supposed to tell a joke. It's like all of a sudden, I'll tell an old joke. All of a sudden, it just disappeared. Maybe, a while back, since I asked for so many jokes on this Words Worth app that gives me a word each day, that maybe they don't have any more jokes for me. But which day of the week do chickens hate the most? Friday. R. Speaking about birds. So this morning I was, I like to open up my door of my tiny house, and it's sunny here. If you're just tuning in for the first time, I don't know where I am broadcasting from. I am broadcasting from the great northwest of the United States, Washington State, about an hour and a half from the ocean, an hour and a half from Portland, Oregon, an hour and a half from Seattle. So I'm kind of centrally located. Oh, and an hour and a half from Mount Rainier. So I could go in any direction and go someplace fun and interesting. I have got to get up to Mount Rainier pretty soon when the spring flowers are starting to bloom, although I think that we still have snow up there. But have you ever gone someplace that has snow and the flowers, the colorful, happy flowers are poking out of the snow? That's what it's like during the, May and June of going up to Mount Rainier, is that the flowers are very colorful, lots of purple flowers, it seems, and yellow flowers as well, poking up out of the snow. And it's just such a beautiful sight. But yeah, it is a very good time to go up to the mountain. I haven't been for a while, so I will have to do that. And I encourage you to do that, although I know that there are many of you back east dealing with the snow and the weather back there. And boy, I don't know. I'm kind of glad that I live here in the Northwest, although they say that the next big earthquake is going to take out, a lot of Seattle. And anyway, but I just, when I go up to Seattle, it's funny because I will look at all my exits and go, okay, if the big earthquake comes, then I'm, going to go out this exit and down there. But anyway, they also say that if a big earthquake happens in our area, that there's going to be this huge tsunami, and that it may take all of the earth, the ground, from the ocean to I-5, which is about an hour and a half to 2 hours in some places to get there. So, I mean, imagine that. I hope we don't have to experience that anytime soon, maybe millions of years out there. Let's affirm that. But I don't know where I got off on thinking about earthquakes and all that, but maybe you have an earthquake in your own life right now. I've been talking with clients this week that are really struggling with just lots of changes and lots of just very subtle changes, or just an unsatisfaction in their jobs, and it is time for change. And yeah, change is constant. Change is always here. I think more than ever we're being prompted to listen to our intuitive abilities and to hone in on what it is that we truly want to manifest. So, hi everyone who is watching my mug on Facebook Live, and hi Marsha, Cheryl, my old-time buddy from high school. I just think it's so groovy that I have people from high school interested in what I have to say. Anyway, especially if you knew me in high school. I was a partier. I like to have fun. Anyway, Rochelle would like, let's start off with a reading. She says if you have time, she would love a reading around career. Oh, Rochelle, you live in Washington? And yes, she's saying that Mount Rainier is beautiful too. I'm just so tickled that a Washingtonian is listening to my broadcast. Although I know of other Washingtonians that listen as well. I've got to tell you a story, and I'll probably get in trouble for this, but I can't resist. I'm a rebel. Anyway, a couple weeks back, I was talking about some of my experiences, and anyway, I said something that I probably shouldn't have said. I didn't think it was anything bad, but anyway, later that day, oh gosh, I'm gonna get in so much trouble by saying this because they're probably gonna get mad at me, but anyway, someone in my life that I love dearly texted me later in the day and said, hey, you said this, and this, and I don't appreciate that, and blah, blah, blah. And I just, okay, yeah, I understand, because, we all have our truth. We all have our own understanding, and I honor that. And so I listened, and anyway, afterwards, I'm like, oh my gosh, they listened to my radio show. Who would have thunk that they would be listening to me? Because I just make them mad all the time. So, but anyway, so what if I heard about it because they didn't like something I said? And anyway, it's just a reminder for all of us that we won't always get kudos. We will lot of times not get kudos. So it's so important for us to give ourselves kudos. And it's also very important for us to acknowledge that when somebody says something, even if it is in a derogatory form about something that we did, that we pat ourselves on the back, that, wow, okay, maybe I am stirring up something within them. It's also an opportunity to practice our not taking anything personally, because that's what it's all about, is not taking anything personally. And as long as we are not mean and cruel and talking smack and about others and stuff, then, you know, we're entitled to our own opinion. And so pat yourself on the back if you get a complaint instead of a kudos. Okay, that's why I'm giving myself kudos today. I'm giving you kudos today. Okay, let's get to Rochelle's question about career. I don't even think that I read the rest of it, and now it's like lost on the thing, but it is about career. So what we're going to do is, you know what I'm picking up is that it's Rochelle and anyone else who is listening, and this resonates with you. You are wanting to know more about your career. I am getting to have some fun. It's like you're taking life so seriously right now that it's about having a little bit of fun. And yeah, you know, I get it. Maybe you are looking at your career or a job because you want to make more money, because you're living on the edge and you have, you know, like $1 in your bank account. And so what the heck is fun? You know, we don't always have to spend money to have fun. So it's really important to get outside or to do something that makes our hearts sing. And I know that doesn't seem to have anything to do with your career and where you want to go, but it's I am being shown that it's important that you take that into consideration and do some things to switch yourself out of that overthinking about career and what you want to do, but to stay in the present moment right now and to have some fun, because it feels like in your life right now that you are not allowing yourself to have as much fun. Okay. I get that in June, something is going to shift in your career. And there's someone else listening to this broadcast that has been in a long time waiting about shifting their career and not necessarily happy in what they are doing, but it is going to shift for you. It is going to shift big time. And I hesitate to say big time because you may go, oh my gosh, that's too big, but it is so time for you to step out of your comfort zone. This is for those of you listening in regards to career and changing the way that you want to do things in your career. June is a really good time for you to do this, and there's going to be an opening. It's as if this opening may come in a fashion that may be disappointing to you, only because you have geared your thought form over here in a narrow way of thinking, and this is what you want right here. Okay, so be open, because sometimes what we want will come in a roundabout way, and that we do have to step into some different things that maybe not our best thing that we want to do, but it's training us, it's readying us to get into the get into that motion of getting closer to where you are supposed to be. So those of you that change is coming in regards to your career in June, that you may have to jump before you actually see the bigger picture. But there will be those, they're showing me like stepping stones, you know, across the oh my gosh, I just saw an ocean. Big old stepping stones across the ocean. And that's so funny because I wanted to say like across the stream or across the river. But there are some of you that are thinking that it is so huge, that this change is so huge that it's like the size of an ocean. And oh my gosh, where's the stepping stones? So just know that the stepping stones are there for you. Okay. So, I would really encourage you to just like jump. All right. Oh, you know what? My joke came back up. So this is actually the joke of the day. I don't know where it went, but what do you call an owl with armor? This one's an easy one, I think. Anyway, I'll let you think about it for a minute and go into the chat room, which I haven't even. It's a night owl. Hoo hoo. So, a night owl. It's really, I'm not necessarily a night owl anymore. I used to be. Stay up all night, sleep all day. But now it's kind of the other way around. Probably because I hang out with Miss Ellie quite a bit. And she's like down here. Gemma, let's play. So, let's do another reading. But before, I've got to tell you about just staying in your inner child and reminding yourself to stay in your inner child. I'm having so much fun with Miss Ellie, and you may get tired of me talking about the tiny house and Miss Ellie and stuff like that. But so the other day we were in Fred Meyer's, and we were walking through the toy section, which I don't know why. It just happened to be that way, you know, that we walked through the toy section, and there were these dolls called chicks, and they have like all different colored hair, and they were only $2.99. $2.99, and there were 6 of them, and they were $12.99 off. So they were on a clearance, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Allie, look at these, you know, and I said, do you want these? And she wanted something else, but I talked her into that one because it was only $2.99. And so we get them home, and we're playing with them, and they have, you know, bright colored hair, and she wouldn't share with me, and I wanted to play. So guess what we did the next day? I told her that I wanted my own chicks for myself. So we went back to Fred Meyer's, and I bought me some chicks for me. And on the way home, she's like, Gamma, I'll share mine. And I said, okay, well, I'll share mine too. So we have lots of chicks now. We have 12 little dollies that we play with. Anyway, let's get back to the readings. Okay, Katie also has a question about career. No wonder I was picking up on, and Denise, new job, work, career. No wonder I was picking up on all this. Okay, there are other people listening today that want to know about their career and, you know, the shifting and stuff. Again, I'm getting a June for many of you, and to stay in the present moment, get more in touch with your inner child. I mean, maybe that's why I told you about the story about, you know, being really connected with your inner child. It's so important that we don't forget how to play, especially when the bills are due, or, you know, we are hating our job and we want a new job to come around, a new opportunity. And the best course of action is to get out of your thinking mind, because as long as you are keeping your eyes open and looking at the opportunities and being open to the opportunities, And that's putting your resume out there and talking to people, maybe going to a group that you guys like talk about. I can't remember what they're called, but different groups where you talk about what you want to do. And I have known of different people that have gone to these groups where you're sharing your business and sharing what you want to do, and someone needs someone, and then you get hired because you've gone to this group. So it's not only about looking on in the newspaper. Does anybody do that anymore? Do they actually look in the newspaper for a job? There's so many different job apps out there on Google. You Google a job. My dad still gets the newspaper. He still pays for the newspaper, and I've told him, you can just read that online, and he's like, no, I want it. I want the paper in my hand. So let's look and see what the cards have to say about everyone wanting a shift and change in their career. Okay? Okay. Oh, well, for some of you, yeah, Christina, what's a newspaper? For some of you who are thinking about traveling, there will be some of you in the career mode that's looking for a career that will, if there has been an inkling of thought about you traveling within your career, or even moving to another place for your career, if this is just an inkling of a thought, then it's this card is saying it's safe to jump. It's safe, and that travel is something that you can do, even if you're not sure how you can manifest it at this time. So okay, Christina is saying, how do I help my husband move into a career or a job as an artist? All right. Well, it seems to me that what they are showing me, they as up here, showing me in regards to that is he's already, he's really lucky to have you, Christina, and I hope he knows that, because you bend over backwards for him, and he better appreciate it. Okay, that's my rant. That's my rant about guys. Anyway, you have been helping him so much in regards to him moving into a different way of doing his job. I get that it may not necessarily come to fruition until the end of the summer, but you know what? Prove me wrong on that. Remain very open, and remain open to what the opportunities are. It feels as if in order for him to do something that is more in alignment with his creativity, that he may have to take a pay cut or something, just because he's starting on the bottom. But I do get that this is a paid, hourly gig for him. And it's temporary. It's like it's giving him more experience, and as well as more confidence. There's something about confidence there. So keep on working on that aspect. And I'm so happy to hear that he does take good care of you. We all deserve to have somebody in our life take good care of us, and us take good care of them as well. So that's definitely something to do. I have to take care of myself right now. I just started online dating a couple weeks ago, and I'm just like going, what the hell am I doing? Anyway, that's been quite interesting, to say the least. And especially when I say that I am a professional psychic, because so many times people will really judge us for our careers that we choose. And so I'm just laying it on the line and saying smack what it is. And yes, I am in the process of writing my book that I kind of put on the back burner for a couple years. But when my boyfriend kicked me out of the van, some of my stories several years ago with my guy at the time in New Zealand, and then some different relationship stuff and experiences. It is quite funny to be in that online dating thing, and maybe I'll do a show on it and my experience and stuff. So Handy would like me to pull a card for her little sister. Ooh, do I see her getting married soon? Well, not as soon as she would like to get married, that's for sure. It feels like it would be really good for her to continue to be a little bit more patient. Sometimes, that's a big step for someone, okay? And I do get that she will eventually get married, and sooner than later, but not as soon as she would like. So let's draw a card for that. Let's draw a card for that. And I'm seeing patience, which actually brings me to ants. Those little black ants. Actually, I have a huge anthill outside of my tiny house that I love, and I sometimes put my crystal ball in it. But I have a problem with ants right now. And ants indicate patience, that if we are, wanting something, wishing something to happen in our life, and we keep seeing ants, that there is this aspect of, okay, be patient. Things don't happen as quickly as we would like it to happen. But I'm having a problem with those little sweet black ants. So if any of you listening can give me some insight on how to get rid of those little pesky things. And, I really don't think that I need any more patience than I already have. Doggone it. No. So I've been spritzing cinnamon oil all over my tiny house. And it's not like they're marching in a row. I'm seeing one or two, but I just don't want them to think that they can stay here. And I don't cook in my tiny house very often at all, maybe once a week. So it's not about the food laying around and stuff. So it's just very frustrating. And sometimes when things like that happen in our life, it's not about, oh, what sign, what is this telling me? It's just because it's happening. Anyway, let's get back to Handy's card for her little sister. Oh my gosh! See? Happily ever after. Your little sister is going to get what she wants. She just has to be patient. Invite her to just be in the moment and enjoy the journey to that happily ever after. Now, this is something that I've experienced in my own life, and I'm sure that many of you have too. We are in a relationship, or we meet someone, and we're in a hurry. We're in a hurry to get married. We're in a hurry to have children. We're in a hurry to, get to the next step. And something that I have learned is take our time, because we will never get that experience back again. Even if we're with somebody for a long time, and then, you know, things are kind of stale, and so we decide, okay, let's take some time out and let's date. Yes, that's a very good thing to do. But at the same time, it's not going to feel like it did the very first time we started communicating and dating with that person. So for those of you who are really wanting to get married, the happily ever after is there for you. Take your time. Even to the point where you slow things down a little bit and enjoy and smell the roses along the way, because those feelings will be feelings, and those moments will be moments that we can treasure in our heart forever. So please, if you are in a relationship, wanting this or that, that this experience that you're having right here, right now, is a very good experience to have. Take your time. And I know that many of us, and certainly I'm going off of my own experience here, that there were many of my relationships that I hurried into and, you know, slept with them too soon, or this, or, you know, moved in too soon, when if we would have slowed everything down, we could have prolonged that, the honeymoon phase. We could have prolonged that and just been in the moment and in that sweetness of life. And we could have taken that feeling within us and hold it within us for years. So don't be in such a hurry, handy sister, okay? It's coming. Have fun. Have fun. So I'm going to go look over here in the Facebook Live. Can you connect with my sister Julie? Was her birthday on the 6th? Well, Marcia, just for the simple fact that you are writing that in and that you've been thinking about her this month, especially on the 6th, when we, are thinking of someone, they're thinking of us, okay? So she already knows that you are missing her, and she loves you very much, very, very much, okay? So many times we overthink, and we think that someone else can connect with someone. And certainly, yeah, maybe my psychic muscles are a little more exercised than some, but I do believe that your psychic muscles, Marcia, are very strong, and that you are indeed, have already indeed connected with your sis, okay? So, continue to send that love, and to feel that love, and to also, it's that reminder when we are not with people that we love very much, that we can always go back and remember a moment that we loved about being with that person, and feel that feeling, feel that emotion, okay? It's very good stuff that we can do to keep our vibration high, keep our vibration on high, being positive, connecting, feeling that love, going off of past experiences that were very sweet, memories, and remembering them and feeling what it felt like, whether it was the new love or even the new job. That came up quite a bit in everyone asking over at the Facebook Live scroll thing, and here in the 1-2 radio chat room here at Facebook, that remembering a job that you really liked, or some aspects of the job you already have that you really love, and getting your energy, your emotions to feel that. Oh, just feel that emotion. And by doing that, you're putting yourself in that vibration, that high vibration of you manifesting what your true desire is, manifesting what it is that you want in your career, in your job, in your creativity. And by feeling it, the universe doesn't, the universe will go off on what you feel. So if we're always feeling frustrated because we're not manifesting something, or our boyfriend isn't asking us quick enough to marry us, or the job isn't coming as quickly, that energy is gonna make much of the same happen. Much of the same frustration happen. So that's why it's really important to go back into your memory bank of positive, groovy memories, and just feel that. And then you're going to bring much of that same energy, that beautiful, sweet energy. You're going to feel that and bring it into your present life in an opportunity that really, just resonates with you. Okay. So today, I wanted to talk a little bit about holding promises. So, more recently, I've been, when we are in business for ourselves, especially in this time and this age, we have to utilize social media. And I would much rather just be out there hugging trees, talking to the fairies, and putting my crystal ball in the anthill. And, of course, playing with my Miss Ellie. And that doesn't necessarily, bring people to me by being out there in the woods. Although, truly doing what we love to do, that does bring that energy swirling about. But on the same aspect, we do have to do our homework and do a little bit of work in whatever interest that we have, or whatever we're trying to manifest in our life. So more recently, I joined I can't even remember what I joined. A marketing group. I joined a marketing group just to learn more about social platforms. And I have recognized within myself through the years that when I am on fire for something, like hearing something and going, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. That's a perfect idea, that I will say, yes, I sign up. I do it. Instead of saying, I'll think about it. Oh, I'm so excited, but I'll think about it. So this happened recently when I am trying to figure out Periscope, and one of my mates in this group saying, well, I'm going to do a 30-day Periscope challenge, and this other, yes, me too. And I'm like, me too. And oh my gosh. So, day 4 comes along, and I just don't feel like going on social media. I have a hard time just logging in sometimes just to check my email, because it's just not. So it's really, I have an aversion some days, because I just want to be, not so connected. And so I broke my promise. And I also, said, I affirmed in this group, yes, I am going to do this. But, I didn't. And for a couple days, I was like, gosh, I broke my promise. And maybe I'm making excuses here, and maybe that's what we have to do in order to get through some of this stuff. But I decided with myself that I didn't have to hold that promise to myself, or, it's about thinking before I say something, and thinking before we really commit to things. And that's something that has been a long life thing for me, that I'll jump in and go, woohoo, oh my God, how do I get out of this kind of thing? So holding promises, something that I've been thinking about lately, as far as if we continue to break our promises, then certainly we have to look at that and look at the dynamics of never finishing something. And on the other hand, if we follow through with our promises, and once in a great while there is something that we say that, we can renegotiate. And that's what I've decided to do, is renegotiate my promise. Renegotiate. Yes, I will show up on that social network, once or twice a day. But I have learned with myself that I can't necessarily plan that, just for the simple fact of how sensitive I might be one day or another, or, I just am not like some other people. We are all very different. And it's important to acknowledging our shortcomings, and to work on our shortcomings, and to pay attention to how we navigate through this thing called life. And so I just thought that I would just bring that up about holding promises, and that we are all spiritual beings having human experiences, and that we can always negotiate. We can always negotiate our dealings with others. So I see that Cheryl is leaving us. Cheryl, thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great day at work. She's walking to work, and she lives in Hawaii. So I hope that you walk a couple extra blocks and get on the beach and walk to work. Anyway, let's do another reading here. And before I forget, because it is almost time, we have about, 10, 15 minutes left, but I am coming back here to 1-2 Radio full time, full throttle, and that's a promise. There will be times that I will have to probably pre-record because of my traveling schedule, but I love radio, and I've missed being here on a regular basis with you. So starting May, the first Thursday of May, I will be live from Maine, clear across the United States. But I will be live in Maine at a girlfriend's house that I think that when I go live, that she's a great artist, and I may have some of her art behind me, and have her talk a little bit about how you can also graduate from stick figures to this mandala art, which is what she's going to teach me. And I'm going to be a really tough student, because I don't even draw stick people very well. But so I will be here 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every Thursday starting in May. And let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know. I'm thinking of doing a dating thing, and I'm also thinking about focusing more on the fairies, and focusing more on being our authentic self, being our groovy selves. And so if there's anything that you would like me to cover, please put it in the chat room, or email me. My website is groovygreengoddess.com, and you can always come and visit me there. I am also building my subscribers over at my YouTube channel, and my YouTube channel is Lacey Dawn Jackson, so I would love it if you would subscribe. God, they need like a whole like big, huge following before we're verified or something. I don't even get the whole gist of it, but I hope to do more over there as well. But I would invite you to subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. But I'm looking at my notes here to make sure that I don't forget anything else. So if you haven't already, please sign up for the newsletters to receive our newsletters over at one2listen.com. And you can find me over there at one2listen.com, where I do readings. I'm available to help you become more of your groovy self and to, give you insight, because we all need confirmation and insight. And if you want a private reading, I'm there. And you can schedule something with me. But if you sign up for the newsletter and the updates, Mark is always sending out stuff that is in regards to sales. And I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but I'm going to. We're having a Flash of Love sale again today. And if you were on the newsletter website or the, you would know what time it is. I didn't write down the time here in my notes, but certainly keep a lookout over at 12Listen this afternoon. And I also believe that we're probably doing something tomorrow too, because thank God it's Friday. Although Friday, the days are usually I work the hardest, and I do my work because I'm doing events and seeing people and stuff in person on the weekend. So I pretty much have the weekdays free. So I'm a little backwards. So thank God it's Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. Every day is something to be grateful for. Okay, so moving to BC, British Columbia. Tara. All right. So let's see. I am picking up that there are a few of you that are considering a move, and now's the time. If you keep getting that sign or that consideration of moving, what are you waiting for is what I heard. So that's the first thing that I heard when I read that was, Tara, what are you waiting for? You would be an awesome addition to BC. All right. And so, this is interesting. This card here, retreat. And I find it interesting that card came up as well as the safe travel card, because it doesn't seem like that would have anything to do with moving or have anything to do with career and the questions posed in the chat room today. But retreat. In order for us to get really clear on whether we are supposed to move or not, sometimes it takes us retreating within ourselves. I would invite you, this is what I have done anytime that it's time for me to move on, like I am this gypsy and I move on every few years, is to, wherever you are right now, to really place yourself in the place that you want to be. And take that day as if you've already made your decision. You're moving. And you're moving to BC and everything is in order and blah, blah, blah. And feel your body. Remember, and I will say this over and over again, probably every single episode of Groovy Green Goddess. But remember that our bodies do not lie. Now, we can talk them into thinking, or we can talk our heads into thinking other things. But I would encourage you to play as if you are already moving, that you already have a place, that you're in the process of moving, and feel how that feels to you. I get that it would be a really good change. Yeah, I also get that there's going to be a lot of work to that. But it's important that, you're up for it. I get that you're up for it, and it's something that has been percolating for a while. Not necessarily moving to BC for a while, but percolating in your moving for a while. So, we are here in our bodies to experience life. So, being in one place for 40 years, does that really resonate with you? And yes, it does resonate to many people, and they're happy and they're satisfied with that. But some people, it's time to move on. And I get that it would be really beneficial for you, that it would be great fun. Actually, I think that there is some opportunities for you in your creative juices there that you have not thought about. That there is something that you will get involved with, that you're already involved with on some level, but there's a bigger space for you, okay? A bigger space. All right, well, I hope y'all have a great week. And remember, you can always find me over at 12listen.com. We have some great programming coming up. The Psychic Sisters are coming up right after me. And then Brittany. And then, oh, darn. There's so many shows that remember to tune in to Jim's show tonight, Pathways to Consciousness. It's a very thought-invoking show. I like listening to his show when I am around. And then if you want to get hungry, or don't listen to Diane's Mole Mama unless you have already eaten, because you will get hungry. And then certainly there are other shows after that. But I wish you many blessings throughout the day, throughout this week, and I will see you in May. Peace and out.